Shalom and welcome to Mitzvah Torah. This year is entitled, When Was the Land of Israel Endowed with Kedusha? Part 2. The first year we asked a lot of questions. The land of Israel has Kedusha to it. We know if we plant trees, fruits, grains, we have to do truma and masir. There's a lot of halachot there, but it's known as mitzvot, kliyot baris, mitzvot dependent on the land of Israel. The Kedusha, we need Kedusha in the land of Israel for those mitzvot to apply. When did that Kedusha begin? I'm not sure about a mystical Kedusha, I'm not about the halachic status of Eretz Yisrael. So the answer is not from the creation. According to the Rambam, when Yeshua came into the land of Israel, conquered the land of Israel during those 14 years, then that kivush, that conquest of Israel, endowed Israel with Kedusha. The Rambam maintains that once Yeshua's conquest ended, when Sancheriv kicked out the 10 tribes, and then a century later, when Nebuchadnezzar kicked out the remaining tribes, then, as we were kicked out, those lands that became desolate, emptied from the Jewish people, lost the Kedusha. Which means that during the 70-year gap between the first Mikdash and the second Mikdash, from the Torah law, there was no Kedusha. A person would plant, there'd be no halachot. From the Torah law of Truma and Maser. Ezra came back, and when he came back, the land was endowed with Kedusha again when Ezra returned, and the Kedusha that we have since Ezra has remained. Big question, why? Why Yeshua, his conquest, endowed Kedusha, and then when we were kicked out, it ended? And why Ezra's Kedusha, which he endowed, when we were kicked out by the Romans 2,000 years ago, that Kedusha remained. The Rambam says because Yeshua's Kedusha came from Kivush, conquest, while Ezra's Kedusha came from Chazaka. He didn't fight his way in. We were given permission by Cyrus to go ahead, come to Israel and build the Mikdash, leave Bavel, and therefore that's called a Chazaka, and the Kedusha stays forever. Commentators asking the Rambam, why should that be exactly? Even the Kesef Mishnah in Perek Vav and Hilchot Beit HaBechiros says Tzarchin. I don't understand the difference, but be that as it may, according to the Rambam, the Kedusha from Ezra is what we have today. The sanctity was from Ezra from about 2,500 years ago. Ezra came and we still have that Kedusha today. So therefore, in Beit Shemesh and other places, when we go ahead and plant the grains, the fruits, and we have Truma and Maser, according to the Rambam, the reason we have that mitzvah is because we have Kedushat Eretz, and that Kedushat Eretz is from Ezra's times. And that's the phenomena of Kedushat Eretz Yisrael according to the Rambam. And that's Kedusha we have today. And Yetz Hashem will have majority soon, and then that will be a halachic change as well about making mitzvahs that are drabanan, rabbinic, into Doraita. But Yetz Hashem will discuss that more in future shiurim. Shalom.